Welcome, everyone. Today we're stepping into a truly magical place, the Quran Garden. Seriously, it's a world just woven from light and wisdom, where every single flower and every stream holds a secret from the Quran. So let's go join our friends on a very special adventure to discover them together.
And here are our adventurers. We've got the thoughtful Princess Aisha, the kind Princess Cynthia, and the super curious little Princess Amira. And of course, guiding them is their wise teacher, Muallima Sahar. You can see the sun is just coming up, and they are so excited to begin their lesson in the beautiful Quran garden.
So the adventure kicks off right away with a really important question. The princesses ask, what are the Muawwadat? And their teacher explains that the name itself actually holds the answer. The Muawwadat are the chapters of seeking refuge. See that golden shield protecting them in the picture? Well, that's exactly what these special chapters do. They act as our shield when we seek refuge in Allah from all kinds of evil.
You know, every great adventure needs a map, and this is theirs, our guide through the Quran Garden. So they're going to start at the entrance, then visit the fountain, cross over the bridge, and finally they'll gather at the great tree, where a special secret is waiting for them. Are you ready? Let's follow along.
Okay, our journey begins right here, at the first station. This lesson is all about one of the most important concepts you can ever learn, the oneness of Allah.
So here they are at the beautiful garden entrance. Muallima Sahar turns to Princess Aisha and tells her that this is where their lesson begins, with the very first surah. Princess Aisha is listening so intently, just eager to learn the chapter that tells us that Allah is completely unique. He is one, and He has absolutely no partners.
And this is the powerful Surah Al-Ikhlas. Let's listen closely. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. This beautiful surah translates to, say, He is Allah, the One, Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, and there is none comparable to Him. So what does that mean? It teaches us the most important truth of all, that Allah is one and there is nothing and no one like Him.
Amazing! The princesses have learned their first lesson. So let's move on to the second station and see how this all builds as they learn about seeking protection.
The princesses walk with their teacher deeper into the garden until they arrive at this absolutely stunning fountain. It's here that Muallima Sahar tells Princess Cynthia that it's her turn, time for the second surah, a chapter where we ask Allah for His divine protection.
And now we learn Surah Al-Falaq. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. You know, this powerful surah is just like a shield. We recite it to ask Allah to protect us from any harm that might come from the world around us, things like the darkness of the night or even the envy of others.
Wow, two powerful lessons learned? The princesses are doing so well. Now let's join them at the final station. This time, they're going to learn to seek refuge not from dangers outside, but from those quiet whispers we sometimes hear inside our own hearts.
Their path now leads them to this peaceful little bridge over a gentle stream. It's right here that Muallima Sahar turns to Princess Amira and tells her that they've reached the third and final surah of their lesson. And, you know, this one is very, very special.
And here it is Surah An-Nas. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. This beautiful surah teaches us to seek refuge in Allah from those internal whispers of shaitan. You know, the ones that can cause doubt and worry deep in our hearts.
And just like that, they did it. Princess Aisha, Princess Cynthia, and Princess Amira have now learned all three chapters of the Muawwadat. Their big adventure in the Quran garden has been a huge success. But wait, hold on. There's still one more secret to uncover.
So the journey isn't quite over. It is time to learn the great secret, how these three chapters work together to build a powerful fortress of light.
Just like the map promised, Muallima Sahar gathers the princesses under the great tree. She tells them she has a really great secret to share. She explains that if they read Surah Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, and An-Nas 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the evening, these surahs will become a strong fortress of protection for them, by the will of Allah.
And check this out. Here's how it all fits together. This is the fortress of light. Right at the very center, you have Surah Al-Ikhlas, which protects our faith in Allah's oneness. Then, you have Surah Al-Falaq, acting as a shield from dangers on the outside. And finally, Surah An-Nas protects us from the whispers on the inside. All three working together create a complete shield of light. How amazing is that?
Okay, let's do a quick review with this fantastic table. So Surah Al-Ikhlas, which Princess Aisha learned, teaches us the oneness of Allah. Surah Al-Falaq, which Princess Synthia learned, protects us from external evils like darkness and envy. And Surah An-Nas, learned by Princess Amira, protects us from the internal whispers in our hearts. 3 princesses, 3 stations, and 3 powerful layers of protection.
All right, now it's your turn to open the luminous treasure box. First question, who is Allah, the one like no other? If you remembered the lesson from Surah Al-Ikhlas, you know the answer. Allah is the one.
Okay, next question from the treasure box. What do we say when we're afraid of the dark? You got it. We recite Surah Al-Falaq, and we ask the Lord of Daybreak for protection.
And for our final question, in whom do we seek refuge from those tricky, annoying whispers we sometimes hear in our minds? The answer? We seek refuge in the Lord of mankind, just like we learned in Surah An-Nas.
And we're going to end our journey today with this powerful and beautiful thought. You know, from that day on, the princesses of the Kingdom of Light recited the Mu'awwidhat every single morning and evening, feeling so peaceful and blessed. Because, as we see here, whoever memorizes the Qur'an, their heart will be filled with light. And that is a wonderful treasure to carry with you, always.